group chat that turned into a podcast? Hell yeah, dude. Venting to all your besties? Hell yeah, dude. Are they a little bit bothered? Hell yeah, dude.
Welcome to A Little Bit Bothered podcast, where our group chat spills out into your ears. We're four friends who overshare, laugh too much, and aren't afraid to get a little too snarky.
We've taken our brutally honest, vulnerable, and downright hilarious conversations from the chat and turned them into a podcast because honestly, why keep all this entertainment to ourselves?
Whether it's the petty stuff, the deep stuff, or the stuff that makes you wonder, did they really just say that? We're here to say what everyone's thinking but doesn't always say out loud.
So grab your drink, settle in, and join the group chat. We promise you'll feel right at home, like you're just another one of the crew dishing out hot takes and throwing some shade. We're your hosts. I'm Ashley.
I'm Kelsie.
I'm Monica.
I'm Nicole. All right, before we jump into it, what's everyone been up to this week? Who wants to go first?
I think Ashley and I are kind of in the same boat. It is like cold and flu season. Actually, you too, Nicole, right?
Yes, I've been dying still since last week. Still sick.
Nicole has a long-term sickness. I'm sick, but I'm hoping
I'm ill.
I'm trying to convince myself it's just like a 24-hour thing and I'm fine. I don't know if that's true or not, but I feel like we like traded our sickness in the group chat because first Nicole was sick. I haven't been sick in a long time, and I was so sick yesterday. Nicole was sick, and then I got sick. Then Monica got sick, and Kelsie.
I rebuke you.
Yeah, Kelsie's.
In the name of Jesus Christ, I rebuke you.
She's using the power of positivity to keep the illness at bay.
The power of Christ compels your sickness away
I was
from
just
you.
about to say
Oh
that.
my god.
There's several hundred miles between us. I think we're okay.
You say that, but look, all
You
three
would
of you,
think.
Yeah,
all three
I
of
don't
you
know.
passing around this sickness.
It is pretty weird.
Yeah,
It is
I don't
very
know.
strange.
I blame my kids' dentist office. Like, they freaking love that place to the point where between visits, they are literally asking when they can go back because they have like this arcade and like this drill that's coming through the ceiling. It's amazing. But we went this week, and I am certain they picked up some germs from the arcade games.
Probably.
We brought them home.
Yeah, most likely. Our dentist office is really cool too. I don't know. Our doctor's office is not cool. Our dentist office, though, is cool.
The
I
dentists
feel like
are
for
always
kids,
cool.
it's got to be cool, or they're gonna
It
be
does.
like,
So,
"Get me out of here."
yeah.
I mean, I hate the dentist, so like they probably don't like it that much either. But I will say my orthodontist was in the children's side, which was really fun because then I got to be in like the cool area.
There you go.
It was also really awkward sitting next to the teens getting my braces adjusted, but that's fine.
Oh yeah, because how old were you when you got your braces on?
30.
Yeah.
Yeah, adult braces, real great. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Hey, honestly, I would do it. My bottom teeth piss me off, and I want them fixed. So as soon as I get all my other dental problems fixed, that's gonna be the next thing.
Yeah. Well, it was prime time to get it because we were still all wearing masks from COVID. So nobody knew I even had braces on during all the awkwardness of it.
Hey, man, that's like literally perfect timing.
It really was. Yeah. Nobody knew.
That's funny.
Yeah. How about for you, Kelsie? What's been going on with your week?
You know, not much. Not that I can think of, really.
You're Okay, a boring week. No news is good news sometimes.
Sometimes.
I feel like I was due for a boring week because I've been so dramatic for the past few weeks that I've been like riding the petty paddy wagon hard, so I had to take a fucking break and just like have a
Truly
week
you
of
have
nothing.
That's true. You did need a mellow week.
They're all like, "Yeah, you fucking dramatic bitch." Good God, so glad you shut up.
She needed a break. She needed a break.
You took a chill
It's
pill.
okay.
Wonderful.
I can join you on the petty patty wagon though, because I've been on a blocking spree, and it's like nobody is safe. Honestly, I've just been
Are we
blocking
safe?
People. Well, you guys are, but that's about it.
I muted a lot of people in the last few weeks.
I have literally.
I mute
just been
people all the time.
muting, blocking. I'm like, oh, don't like you anymore. Goodbye.
You know, sometimes you just have to, though. It's for
agree.
to save yourself from going too far down the rabbit hole of pettiness and
Yeah.
burnout and snarkiness.
Yes. Yes, that is.
Did you guys hear about the Wells Fargo story?
Yes.
Oh, the one.
Okay,
with the
saw the
lady.
headline about this, and I specifically was like, no, I'm not gonna
first
indulge this story.
Somebody give the headline, and then we can dive into this.
Well, in this one, it hits close to home because it literally is here in Arizona. So it says, a woman clocked in for work at Wells Fargo on Friday at 7 a.m. 4 days later, she was found at her desk dead.
And I read another article that said she was found in her cubicle. It's not even like she was in her own office and nobody stumbled upon her. She was in a freaking cubicle.
Yeah.
For 4 days and nobody saw her.
In the common area.
It's pretty hard to imagine.
Slumped over her desk, I can imagine. And nobody noticed her.
I know. When I first read it, I was thinking it was one of the actual banks, which, having been a bank teller, was absolutely insane to me of how that could have possibly happened.
Right.
I don't know if it makes it any better, but it was actually at a corporate office. But the fact that it's in a cubicle, like, was nobody walking by? Like, nobody checked on her? Like, where was her family not calling?
Yeah, where was her family? 4 days is insane.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
To have no one notice you at the place is odd, but to have no one have called to be like, where are you? Yeah.
Maybe they did, but why didn't they think to check her job? Is my question.
Why wouldn't you check where she was?
Yeah, if they did notify the police or something or whatever, why didn't they check her place of work? I don't understand.
This says that they have round-the-clock security at this place, so why was she not discovered earlier?
Oh, okay.
Or what about a cleaning crew? You would think a cleaning crew would come through 4 days. Like what?
Some employees,
such a long weekend.
Some employees reported a foul smell, but assumed it was faulty plumbing.
Shut up.
Are you
and she was a 60-year-old woman, and so I kind of, because I'm trying to connect the dots of how could this possibly make sense. And the only thing I can think of is maybe she lived alone and just didn't check, nobody checked in with her over the weekend.
Maybe.
But
so sad.
For security to not walk by and see her in a cubicle is absolutely insane to me.
That is so sad.
Everyone who works there must feel so, I don't know, weird about the whole thing, guilty kind of. And
I was going to say a small sense of guilt. Yeah.
I think I'd have to quit. I don't know.
Kelsey's got a face. What details did you just read?
No, it just said that they said that she obviously died sometime during the weekend. But if she clocked in at 7 a.m. on Friday and never left, I think it's pretty obvious she died at some point on Friday if she never clocked out. Friday. She didn't just stay the whole weekend in her freaking cubicle.
Yeah, why would she be there?
And then die at some point.
That's terrible.
I wonder how they found her. Was she slumped forward on her desk? Was she slumped back in her chair? Well, just because I'm thinking maybe somebody walked past her at the end of the day and
thought she was still working.
Maybe
or
she
something.
was
taking a nap.
If she was sitting upright still kind of, maybe they thought she was still working. Or
I would think maybe she fell on the ground and that's why no one saw her.
Oh,
maybe. But
That's
if you're walking
she was
past,
at her desk.
I don't know. Maybe.
Her body was found at her cubicle desk, so that doesn't. I think they would say floor if she was on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the security footage of each floor? I need to see you know what I mean.
We need
there's
the
gotta be
TikTok people
something on camera. TikTokers, where you at?
Yeah, the crime TikTokers to come in and analyze this because the math is not mathing.
I feel like that has to be the most logical thing. She had to have just slumped.
Yeah, maybe she had
and not really fallen, so it didn't look like.
Did they give cause of death in the article?
No obvious signs of foul play is all it said.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it was one of the 24-hour centers and maybe it was a call center part of it, because people are kind of coming and going and they're there all day long. So if security was doing rounds, it wouldn't have looked off if somebody was still at a desk versus it's the middle of the night, nobody should be here kind of thing.
Oh, maybe, it was, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's still so sad to me, though.
It is
R.I.P.
really sad. Yeah, seriously. That poor woman.
Yes.
And if she does have that family, that poor woman's family, honestly, because the panic you must feel about your 60-year-old mom not answering her phone or something. You know what I mean? That's just maybe none of her family lives by her and that's why it was delayed in finding her or something. I don't know. That's just
I mean,
sad.
I can kind of see a delay though, because I'll be honest, like I don't talk to my parents every single day.
Well, but that's what I
so-
mean. Like,
Yeah.
you're not like, maybe she does live alone, but she has family, and that like maybe they just didn't correspond
Yeah.
that weekend or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, you're solidifying that I feel like I'm going to call my family members that live alone every single day.
right, literally.
If you don't
Check
answer,
on
I
your
will
family.
send out a search party.
For real.
Honestly.
For real.
Yeah, I never know what's going on in the world because I do not check the news. And so, but I did somehow that story came up. I don't even know how I saw it, but I specifically was like, oh God, no, can't read
Yeah,
that.
I only found it because of Reddit. Thank you,
Oh.
Reddit.
I kind of, when Trevor was like deployed, I had a fear that I was gonna choke and die, but nobody would know because I was alone. Yeah.
That is a terrible fear.
Oh, I did choke one time and I did think I was gonna die. It was very scary. It was like a near-death experience.
Choking is the scariest thing.
It really is. I was at work.
Like,
I worked at a hotel
I
at the
think
time.
about that all the time.
It's really scary and it's like so common. I
What
worked
did
at a
you
hotel
choke
at the
on?
time. I was
Yeah.
eating a hard-boiled egg and I was alone and I was at a
Egg
towel
word.
bar. Okay, I know. I was at a towel bar and I was by myself in there where usually there's a bunch of us, and I was eating this hard-boiled egg and it just got lodged in my throat and I was like, there was no air getting through. I was like panicking and I was getting ready to like leave to go find somebody to give me the Heimlich maneuver because I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die in this towel bar. Like, what the fuck? This is terrible. So I was leaving to go find somebody, and finally, like, I don't know if it was like the egg yolk or what, like started disintegrating a little bit, and there was like a little tiny hole of air that I could like suck in air
Oh
through,
my
and I was
gosh,
like,
Ashley.
I was
Should have like
literally like
rammed into a counter or something.
it was like so
Seriously?
high, the counter in there. Like literally all these scenarios were flying through my head. So finally there was like this little sliver of air getting through, and then eventually I was able to like, I don't know, choke and breathe, but
I was
it was
gonna say.
horrifying. And my throat hurt so bad afterwards.
Yeah.
It
I
was
was gonna say
it was terrible.
I could feel the dryness of the yolk. Like that is
Yeah.
not that is
Yeah.
like
Well,
the
here's the-
worst thing.
Yeah,
to choke on.
It was really bad. And ever since then, like, I'm so diligent when I chew now. Like, it's actually haunted me for years because if I like feel a piece of food go into my throat that's like moderately large, I like panic a little bit.
Panic,
Like, I'm
yeah.
still traumatized.
My
Oh my-
I
dad
think about
choked.
that a lot.
My dad choked on a sausage.
Oh no. Oh no.
My dad was driving and he choked on a sausage
Oh
McMuffin.
my god.
Oh my gosh, no.
He choked on a sausage McMuffin, and he tells the story, and you can see it, the like
The
haunt
fear in his eyes? Yeah.
Yes, because he was like,
Oh.
I thought it was
Trauma
gonna...
coming back up for him.
Yes,
Well, because that's
And
the
I
worst
try
case
not-
scenario. You're eating,
try-
you're choking,
It's-
and you're driving?
it's not funny, but like the fact that it's a fucking McMuffin,
Right.
it
not-
gets
it's one
me
of those
every
things
time because
that-
those dry fucking biscuits. Just,
They really are so dry.
It is.
No,
They're
I-
so dry.
And you know
did I-
everybody is eating them driving most of the time. So
Yeah.
how many other people
Yeah.
has this happened to?
Yeah.
I
But did I
empathize
tell
with
you-
him because that shit is scary.
Did I tell you
ne-
about the time Trevor choked at boot camp?
No.
No.
This is going a direction we did not intend, but let's hear it.
In front of like 1,000 people too.
Sorry, Trevor. I'm so sorry for laughing
Okay,
at your
so-
misfortune.
At family day, it's like the day before they graduate, family day. You get to spend the whole day with them on base.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to go to this, oh man. Yeah, okay. So you get to go to like this restaurant and everybody is there with their families. They have like so many tables set up outside so that everyone there can be there to eat at the same time. And we're eating and he has made it through his meal and I'm like, I don't really want this meat. Do you want this? And of course he's been eating crap
Priorities
for
and shit,
3
yeah.
months.
Mhm.
So he's like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
He takes a bite of this meat and he starts choking. He starts choking on it. And at first, and his mother is here with us, right next to me. And he looks at me and he's like choking. He's starting to turn colors. and he's trying to like stick his finger down his throat,
my
and it's
God.
not working, and he kind of like hung upside down and was able to get like a breath, but it's still not coming up, and he's like turning colors, and so Sharon realizes what's happening. And she stands up and she goes, "Somebody help, he's
No.
choking, he's
Oh,
choking."
God.
And I kid you not, so all these drill instructors swarm the
I was
table.
gonna say these giant
Oh.
arenas
Thousands
everywhere.
of people are silent. We're surrounded by 1,000 people, and they're all silent, watching Trevor get the Heimlich maneuver from a drill instructor. And it's not working. And Sharon is Sharon is bawling, and there's other moms that have come up to hug her and console
Oh
her
my
because she's sobbing.
God.
And I'm just sitting there like, and so he's getting the Heimlich, it's not working. And then finally they're like, "Stick your finger down your throat, stick your finger down your throat." So he like gags himself, and he's able to throw it up.
Oh my god.
And he takes
That's
the breath.
terrifying.
And the whole place bursts into applause.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone
Oh,
is
gosh.
applauding, and
Everyone is
the
"Thank
moms are
God."
hugging Sharon, and she's oh
It's a
thank
bonding experience.
and we all sit down, and Trevor's like, "Mom, if you'd have just let me, I was already gagging myself. I could have just gotten it out."
That's like a nightmare for him.
I thought you were gonna say Sharon jumped into mom mode and like smacked him on his back real hard.
That's a
and it
different
came, like,
mom mode.
No,
flying
she
out.
went straight into panic mode.
Panic mom.
I mean, she
Sharon,
was
get it
screaming,
together, Sharon.
"Somebody help, he's choking,
Oh,
he's
God.
choking."
That's a horrifying.
It is horrifying, but like you laughing, it's like sending me.
The applause. I wish I had it on camera. The applause at the end was just really the cherry on top.
Yeah.
Honestly, thank God he didn't die and he got to
I know, I feel
graduate
like
the next day. and-
Making
For
himself
real.
throw up, that's dangerous. He could have like aspirated.
Yeah, I was gonna say he could have aspirated himself.
Well,
but
Heimlich
it's
wasn't
okay.
working, so he was out of
Clearly.
option.
Last case, yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm
Damn.
so sorry, Trevor, for laughing. I am really.
That was my favorite
We're glad
story.
you're okay.
Well, we did buy those. Have you ever seen the commercials for those de-choker? Like it's like
Yeah,
the
we have them
mask
too.
with the plunger. Yeah, I bought a
I got
3-pack of those.
They
when I
should
set
not.
it
It's a
out 'cause I
crime
was
that they
like-
cost as much as they do, though.
They were.
I
It was
mean,
over
true, but-
$100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was expensive. I gave my other two to. I think we gave one to my brother and sister-in-law, and one to my friends that have a new baby.
I
I need to
have
buy
like
them, but
I do
3,
too.
and there's like an infant, a child, and then an adult size,
Yeah.
and they're in my kitchen at all times. I thought about buying another set for the car because
Yeah.
it's like my worst fear that one of my kids is gonna choke. Like
It is scary.
I'm by myself a lot of the time, so I'm so nervous that like one of our kids is gonna choke when I'm out with them, not at home with the device, like. Or my other fear, which is kind of a newer fear, because I did choke the other day, and it wasn't like bad, but it was enough to where I was like, that could have been bad. Like if I would have just died right here on the floor in front of my children, how traumatizing. That's
And then what
where
would they
my brain
do?
goes.
And then what
yeah,
would
what
they
would they
do?
do?
I
What
think
would they
about
do? They
that
would just be
too.
here. Yeah, I hate it. I don't like how my brain works like that, but it does. And yeah, I have to not go there actively. So
intrusive thoughts, yeah.
intrusive
Yeah, it's not
thoughts
helpful.
suck.
Well,
Not
I always
fun.
have like I don't know about you guys, but like I always have a thought about that too of like what would they do? Because we don't have landline phones anymore.
Yeah,
so they'd
what would
have
they
to get
do?
into my phone, and like
Yeah.
I don't give them my password for a lot of different reasons.
right.
But then like what do they do? I know that there's like the 911 option on there, so I guess that's probably what it would be. But
Yeah.
it just sometimes
But
freaks
again,
me
you'd have
out.
to teach them that. I haven't taught my
Yeah.
5-year-old that. Or my 2-year-old
haven't
wouldn't
either.
know what to do. What if my 5-year-old was at school and my 2-year-old? It was just me and my
Yeah.
2-year-old.
I
Like,
mean, my kids have learned to call 911, but it's not as simple as like for us when we were
As it
growing
used
up.
to be,
Like just
right.
go grab the
Yeah.
landline and like
Right.
that's just it.
It's scary.
Mm-hmm.
So scary.
It is.
Cautiously chew like Ashley does. That's the answer.
Yeah, everyone needs to just chew cautiously.
Chew your
Take that away
food
from this
until
episode.
it's all chewed.
On a less
Don't take any
morbid,
chances.
on a less
How did we get
morbid
here?
note, guys. Let's flip this. On a less morbid note, Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber had a baby.
Oh,
Can I
that's
tell you
right.
that when I didn't even know Hailey Bieber was pregnant. That's how little I know about what's happening, like outside of my little
I
bubble.
just found out the other day.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I knew, but that's because somehow the algorithm always brings in like the videos of the people who are still like pro Selena. Like
Oh my
anti-
gosh.
and so that's I don't know why I'm
Social
not like
media
on a
needs to let that one
team,
go.
but I just always get those
They've
videos.
decided that you're on Team Selena and you don't have a
Clearly.
choice.
I get like for real.
I mean,
The
it's
vote has
time to
been
get
cast
over
for
it.
you.
That's so weird. Like they're married. They have a baby. Are we gonna stop with that now? That feud? I hope so.
I hope so.
Mhm.
Or are the
Yeah, it's
Team
so
Selena
awkward for
people
everyone
really just gonna keep
involved.
going hard?
Yeah, it really is very awkward for all of them, I'm sure,
Yeah.
to have
It
that
really
continuity
is.
go on.
Well, and actually, so here's the reel that I saw of how I learned that they were having a baby. It's so sad. Apparently, like years ago, Selena and Justin had an interview and somebody asked them, like, if you had a baby, like, what would you name him? And I don't remember what it is, but Selena gave a name. So there was paparazzi of Hailey and Justin walking out, and the paparazzi asked Justin about the baby's name and like, what about this? And you could just like see it on his face.
He was just like, "Why would you go there?"
Sad.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
fucked up.
like it's just so rude. It's so
That's so
disrespectful.
rude.
Paparazzi
So
are
rude.
But
assholes.
the worst part is you could see it on Haley's face.
Yeah,
because
because
Yeah.
she obviously
also
has
knew.
seen the interview or knew whatever. And
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
it's
messed
it's
up.
pretty fucked up. Yeah.
I
Was
think
that
they
while she was
named the baby
pregnant,
like
or-
Jack
Yeah.
Blue or something.
yeah, Jack Blues or Jack Blue Bieber.
It might
something
be
like
Jack
that. It's either
Blues.
Jack. Yeah, I think it's Jack
I
Blues.
think there's an S on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's
kind of
not
cute.
terrible.
I like it.
Yeah.
Jack Blues. I think that's
Jack
cute.
Blues Bieber.
Yeah, it's
Very
not bad.
cute. It
I
flows.
feel like
I
people
like
pick
it.
wild
and I
names
kind of
these
like that
days.
I kind of like that they picked Jack and they didn't make some weird.
I do
Yeah.
like Jack,
Just
but
like-
the blues part is weird.
Hollywood's kind of strange when it comes to
Mhm.
naming their children. So
Yes.
I'm team Jack Blues, honestly.
Surprisingly
them.
basic of a name.
Yeah.
is.
I mean, I don't
Good
hate
for
it
them.
compared to other celebrities, but the blues part, I don't know that I
It's
love it.
different. I
is
wonder
different.
if there's something that it came from.
Probably.
I would
I'm
think-
sure.
I feel like if it's music related, maybe I don't know, maybe Justin
Maybe they like
secretly
the
likes the
blues.
blues and we don't know that. So
Maybe.
That's why they call it the blues.
yeah. Okay. Calm down, Elton.
Kelsey's karaoke.
It's dangerous to give me a mic. Okay. You guys watch football?
Kelsey, this might be a segment for you.
Smooth. I don't
think
watch football.
I think
No.
Kelsey, you're the only one that does.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then why? Who suggested this?
I did.
I don't know.
Why did you suggest
But
something?
NFL drama annoys
It was
me.
relevant. People
know.
are planning their fantasy teams. I did
Not
try to play
me.
fantasy one year because I thought it would be fun, but
I will just say that is one thing my husband is not into, and I'm very thankful.
I
is
don't
fantasy
do
football or
fantasy.
football in general?
Just well, both. I mean,
Oh.
we like football, but
Football. No, you like football.
okay, no. We like football, but we hate how like the leagues are managed and whatnot, and like all of the commercials. Like it's a whole thing. It's a huge rabbit hole I could go down. Like we hate it, but we
Interesting.
Sounds
love
like a rabbit
watching.
hole.
Yeah, we love watching like soccer football though.
Football.
So football.
Football. Colombia.
Yeah,
I think I-
football.
I think
But
I could really get into football if I put forth the effort. I've thought about it
Well,
the last like
I
3
used to.
years.
If you guys don't care, then I'm automatically dubbing you Chiefs fans, and I expect your support this
Sure.
whole season. So
Yeah.
Oh no.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Go
I can't.
Taylor's
Yes.
boyfriend.
you have no choice.
Oh yeah, I don't think I
Sorry,
want to be a
I can't.
Chiefs fan.
I can't. I'm
Why?
sorry, I can't.
Why?
I'm not a Swiftie.
Me either.
You don't have to be a
So,
Swiftie. I've been a Chiefs
I know,
fan my
but don't
whole
they
life.
have enough fans? Don't they have
Stop.
enough fans?
No, everybody.
They have enough bandwagon
She wants
fans.
No.
to cheer for the underdog.
No,
You know what?
I'm gonna pull a 2 weeks ago. Everybody, shut the fuck up. I am gonna put this out here for all the people listening. Chiefs fan, my whole life has nothing to do with Taylor Swift. I like Taylor Swift,
That is true.
but
I know.
I'm
you're
not a
Chiefs fan.
bandwagoner. I was here when they sucked, and I will be here when they suck again.
It comes back
Okay.
around.
It always
always
comes
does.
around.
It always comes back around. Okay. Yes.
I have a question though. Who are the Chiefs like rival?
Well, it used to be the Broncos, but the Broncos kind of suck dick now, so it's The Raiders. The Raiders are a big
I'm
one.
a Raiders fan.
The Raiders are assholes. You don't want to be a Raiders fan. I'm sorry if you're a Raiders fan.
That's true.
And
That's
you're
like one of the
I
few
have
things
this
I know
thing-
about football.
Okay, I do this thing with my best friend too, because we're both really big hockey fans, but she's a St. Louis Blues fan. And anytime they're playing and like my teams that I like are not playing, I will specifically root for the ones that are against hers. So I'm going to do the same thing you. I don't know.
Why do you do that?
That is
That's so
annoying.
mean.
I don't know. And that's why. It's because I'm like not nice. So
That is mean, girl.
it is. It is. It's just like this. It's just this little mean thing that I do, and I will text her.
Little mean thing that I do.
I'm
Yeah.
disgusted by you right now. Can't even look at you.
I will
That is
text
not a
her
girl's
and,
girl.
and like actively root against her team just because it's
Kelsie,
funny.
Oh my gosh.
Kelsie looks like she was gonna cry. That is so mean.
Yeah, she's taking
I
it
am
back.
shooketh.
I am now
At
a
the
Raiders
level
fan.
you
I'm
have
just
taken
kidding.
this.
I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh.
I do that though. Only because one year our teams were going against each other. I was hardcore for like the Chicago Blackhawks, and they were against the Blues. So like it became a rival thing. And so then after that, I was like, well, now I have to rival you anytime your team is playing anybody else because like I just
Whatever you do,
I committed to
if
the
you're gonna
bit.
jump on a fan base, don't do the Raiders. Pick somebody who's at least
Okay,
better.
I'll pick somebody else.
You can be a part of Bill's Mafia.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
They're
sure, I'll
loud
do that.
and kind of mean, but they at least have
Oh,
a good team.
perfect! I'm
They have a
loud
good
and
team.
kind of mean. That's great.
Fit in perfectly.
I fit in just fine.
Those football people are gonna come for me.
That's okay. I'll back them. No, I'm just kidding.
I feel like this is a very like stereotypical girls football conversation right now. Like,
Yeah.
who do we cheer? Who has the best colors?
Yeah. Their uniforms are pretty.
Speak for yourself.
When
What's
I was
their
in high
mascot?
school, though, I did really like the Patriots. My boyfriend at the time
Oh.
got me. Oh no, not even high school. Younger then, actually. But my boyfriend at the time was a big Patriots fan and actually taught me like about football because I was like, I could care less. So he taught me about it, and then I kind of became a Patriots fan after that. But then I just stopped caring about football. So
Fucking Patriots.
If I had to pick a
Okay.
team, I'd probably pick the
Sorry.
Bears. Because we are from Chicago, so I always just like
That's fine.
default to their teams, you know?
Yeah,
Blackhawks.
I can live with that.
Yeah. Blackhawks,
Mhm.
the Bears, the
Blackhawks.
Cubs. Yeah.
they are so good, honestly. Well, at least
Yeah.
they were.
Be
Yeah.
an Eagles fan, Nicole. Actually, I changed my mind. If you're gonna be, a
I
fan
will
of somebody,
not be
an
an Eagles fan because my
Why?
stepdad is an Eagles fan. I will not. I refuse.
But Jason Kelsie and Kylie Kelsie are so nice.
Sorry.
They are so
Good for
nice.
them.
Fuck off. I'm mad at
I
you.
love
Not
that. I
relevant.
love that Nicole's team picks have like literally nothing to
Nothing
do
to
with
do
the
with the
team,
team.
but who likes the teams?
Absolutely. Yep.
Driving a wedge.
I'm confused then. Why can't you be a fan of the team that your friends like?
She's
really
gonna
don't
cry.
I don't know. I'll consider it. I'll consider it for you. I will consider being a
I'm
Chiefs fan
incapable of facing this kind of rejection
for you
don't know.
because you're a fragile little thing right now. So I will consider it. Just
This is a whole tangent we've gone on. We haven't even made it to the first segment. I've wasted enough time on all these shenanigans. Let's get to the hard-hitting questions. And by hard-hitting, I mean
yes.
absolutely obnoxious, no meaning at all questions.
Perfect.
Because isn't that part of like what the group chat is like literally meaningless
Nonsense.
conversation?
Yes.
Nonsense.
Part of the group chat is finding out the weird things that you need to know about your friends and not anything actually helpful. So my first question, I'm going to go first. Thank you. Is for
You have the
Nicole.
floor.
Oh gosh. Oh my god. Okay.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Oh stop. Yes, actually I have. And Ashley does not want to talk about this. I already know. Ashley is anti-spooky. But I have apparently a few times, only ones that I myself remember, but apparently I've seen several ghosts. When I was a youngin', so I guess this is technically like my mom's story because I don't actually remember it, but I used to speak to my biological father's parents because they both passed before my mom and him even got together. Didn't know them at all. But I would be like in my crib or in my room, and my mom would hear me talking to somebody, and like, initially she just thought like, oh, she's just babbling, she's talking, whatever, until I actually started like having conversations. Specifically, there was one time where I got a haircut, and my mom kept hearing me say, oh, you think my haircut is bella, very bella, and that's beautiful in Italian, and my grandparents both were Italian, and so like they must have been saying that to me from the other side. And my mom came in and she was like, who thinks or she was like, yes, Nicole, I think your hair is very bella. And I was like, not you. And she was like, what? And I was like, oh, Nana and Pop Pop, they think my haircut is very bella. And bella means beautiful. Like I went on this whole thing, like telling her that I was having this conversation with these people that I didn't know. And she was like, Nana and Papa, like really confused her because I don't call my grandparents Nana and Papa. I call them Grandma and Grandpa. So she had no idea what I was talking about. And a little while later, like some days later or something, I was in my parents' bedroom, and my dad had all his like photo albums under their bed, and unprompted I just went in there and grabbed one of the photo albums and flipped it open, and I was like, that's Nana and that's Pop Pop, pointed right to his parents. And my mama was like, okay, that's Nana and Pop Pop. And from then on, she just let me talk to them in my crib and have full conversations with them, and didn't interrupt after that. She's like, tell Nana and Pop Pop I said hi. And
I guess that's better. That's better than a scary ghost.
Oh yeah, it wasn't scary. But
yeah,
the other time, the time that I remember, I don't know if this was like a scary or if it wasn't a scary. We lived in this house that was actually haunted by a few things. Don't know what they were. Okay, my second ghostly encounter was when I was in high school, actually. And we lived in this house that was haunted by like several things. So that house was just really weird. I have kind of a few stories from that house, but maybe we'll save that for spooky season. But one night, I guess there was a party down the street and it went kind of awry, and some dude was pissed that his girlfriend was there with another guy and brought a gun to said party and was like shooting up my neighborhood, which was very weird because neighborhood that was like not normal for the neighborhood. Anyway, the bullets actually went through like my neighbor's house, and my window was in the front of the house, so I didn't hear any of this. I had headphones in because that's how I used to sleep, with headphones in, blasting music, and had no idea anything was happening. Well, my mom comes like bursting into my room to make sure that I'm alive, and I obviously am alive. Hello, I'm here. But after all the commotion, she didn't want me to sleep in my room anymore that night because she was like, what if this guy comes back and he like, runs down the neighborhood again with a weapon? Like, let's just put you in the living room instead of in your room. And I was like, okay. So I'm laying on the couch listening to my music again, and I'm trying to fall asleep. And I can see from the front door a full body like apparition of this red thing, like this red person type mist, kind of. I don't know. And it just walked from my front door all the way across the living room, past me, and into the kitchen and out the back door. And I just didn't know what to do. So I was like, okay, good night. And I turned around and I fell asleep. I was like, I'm not going to question anything. I'm not going to do, nope, I don't want to know. I don't want to know who you are, what you're doing. Good night. I just went to sleep. I was done.
Oh, I never could have gone to sleep after that. I'd never sleep again.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. But that was honestly the least scary thing that happened in that house. So I was fine with it. That house was not
That's
fun.
Horrifying.
I did not like that
For
house.
real.
Years later, Justin and I rented a house with the same exact layout in the same exact neighborhood, and I was scared that we were going to also have a haunting, but we were fine. But
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
What else happened in that house that was the least scary thing?
Right?
So
What are you holding back?
You actually saw something and that was the least scary thing.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I saw a few things. There was actually also not scary. There was a small child, like residual energy spirit, whatever you want to call it, who would
Not
just
scary.
like kind of who would just kind of torment things. He would he would knock cups down off the counter, and so we had this hallway that was like, no, he wasn't like aggressive or anything. He just was literally a pain in the butt. He was a kid, and he would pick on he would just minor inconveniences, like unplugging the vacuum when you were using it and like throwing the cups. Okay. Like minor inconveniences.
It's giving Peeves energy, am I right?
And one time, so we had this pony wall, like a half wall where the hallway was, instead of it being like, full solid 2 walls.
Mm-hmm.
There was a half wall, and like my mom and I both were in the living room or in the kitchen or something. We were in, like, we could see the wall. It was in our line of sight. We thought my brother, who was as tall as the wall, like if he was walking down the hallway, you could only see the top of his head because he was like 5, I think. And we thought he came out of his room and walked down the hall, and we were waiting for him to like round the corner into the living room, and nothing. And we were like, Corey, what the heck? So we get up and like look around, thinking that maybe he's hiding. No, he wasn't there. My mom goes into his room. He's still asleep. So it's just a little ghost kid like running up and down the hallway. And, he was pretty chill, actually. He would sometimes, though, like kind of try to wake my brother, my youngest brother. He was 1 at the time. He would try to like wake him up in his crib, and my mom would have to tell the kid, like, leave him alone. He's asleep. Come into my room and I will turn on the TV and put on cartoons. And she would, and then my youngest brother would just sleep the rest of the night, and he wouldn't be bothered anymore. But there was something in my
parenting a whole ass ghost child.
Literally, like, yeah.
Not what your mom signed up for.
No, but it was fun. My mom has a lot of paranormal experiences too. She's also very sensitive. But there was something in my middle brother, there was something in his room. I never got answers. Don't want to know. And where his room was, it was like down the hallway, and it was his room, and then the laundry room, which was also the garage, then the bathroom, and my room. And it was like in an L shape. So I was at like the very end, and he was kind of at the top. And from in the little corner, like basically from where his closet was in the room to the bathroom, was like weird energy. And once I was in my room at night, I would not come out, because I would go to open the door and freeze, like, just be terrified. Like, it was just so eerie and weird, and I couldn't describe it, and I didn't know how to describe it, but I would never leave my room. Even to pee, it was like I would run in the bathroom and then run back to my room, because it was terrifying. And I had really, really bad, what do you call that when you can't sleep? Insomnia. The entire time that we lived there. And I'm a sleeper. I'm a hard sleeper. And I've never experienced that except for when we lived there. And my little brother would not sleep in his room. He would start out in there and always run to my mom's room like crying, because there was something in his closet. And he would say that the woo guy is in my closet. The woo guy is in my closet. And it was like, we don't know what. We still don't know. My stepsister, she came to stay with us. She lived in Pennsylvania, and she came to stay with us for, I don't even know how long she was visiting. And so we put her in my brother's room, because at that time we had moved my 2 brothers into one room, and then they were fine together. My middle brother stopped having like super bad nightmares, and he stopped going in my parents' room after we moved him into the littlest brother's room. But she went and stayed in there. We made up the room for her, and we didn't say anything to her. We didn't tell her anything. And after the first night of her staying in there, she, woke up in the morning and she was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on in that room, but I had really bad dreams all night long, and there's something in that freaking closet. And we just were like, sorry. Whoops. Sorry, there's nowhere else for you to sleep, though. So you're going to have to stay there. Like, sorry.
Sorry, you're sharing a room with the ghost.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys just like wall off that room after that?
No, we just, we really kind of just used, we just used it as a storage unit, like pretty much. Like anything that needed to go in storage ended up in that room. It was a bird room for a little while, because my stepdad had, what are they called? Cockatiels? Yeah, he had cockatiels. And because he used to breed them at one point, and he stopped breeding them, and we only had 2, and we moved them into that room because they were annoying. I don't like birds, but we moved them into that room, and shortly after we moved them into that room, they both died.
I was about to say, you're going to tell me they mysteriously fucking died,
That's
aren't
what I
you?
thought,
They
too.
did
Yeah.
mysteriously, literally.
I
We
would
found
move,
them.
honestly.
For
I
real.
will.
How long
If
did
I
you
would
stay
never.
there?
would
We
never
were there
stay there.
for a year. We were there for a year and until our lease was up. And then when we moved, we actually moved around the corner to a different house. And when we moved in a total of 6 boxes, and we never closed them. We just put stuff in them, put them in the car, drove it around the corner, emptied it, brought them back. And we continuously told whatever was there, you cannot come with us. You are not coming with us. You cannot attach yourselves to us. We are leaving and
No.
you're staying. And
That's
we moved around the
wild.
corner and didn't have any other problems ever.
I don't
After
know.
that?
I think my limit would have been babysitting a ghost and turning on the TV for them. Like, I would have been out at that point.
Yeah. The first
No,
red
yeah,
flag
like,
would have sent me.
honestly, nothing was too scary except for that whatever weird energy was in there. And as long as
Except
you
for
didn't
the
go
woo
over
guy.
there,
Yeah,
the
except
woo
for the
guy.
fact that they killed your birds.
Yep,
Yeah,
that
the
thing.
woo guy
As long as
killed
you
the birds.
didn't go like in there or over there, honestly, it was
As
fine.
long as you just don't use part of your house. They're really nice.
Kind of. I mean, the other ones were fine. So I don't know actually. I don't know if it was built on some kind of like burial ground. I have no idea. It's in.
I mean, in
it's Happy
Arizona,
Valley.
you never freaking know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and you really never know. So I don't know if any of my neighbors had any like hauntings or if it was just us. I have no idea about the previous tenants. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Creepy.
Yeah, I could talk about ghosts for a long time though. We'll save that for spooky season, which is coming soon.
Yes. It's almost
Indeed.
here.
Okay, Ashley. Here we go. If you were a professional athlete,
Okay.
sorry, my brain like short circuited. If you were a professional athlete, what would your walk up song be? Like, you know how like when they come out
Oh
to
my
their,
gosh.
you know, not
Okay,
something by Drake. I'm kidding.
I don't think I would pick something by Drake.
I don't think
Okay,
so
wait.
either. That's why I said it.
Shit. Okay, I guess I have one. I don't even know if this is true or not. This is just the only song that's in my head. And I'll tell you why.
This is good. This is
Okay.
good.
The song I'm thinking of is I don't even literally know who sings it, but it's so generic. It's the we will.
It's Queen.
Okay. And here's
It's
why it's
literally
in my head.
Queen.
It's the only song in my head because the other day I have this new coworker. He's this guy. He's like just very like cookie cutter, like, you know, nice type of man. And he was in his office area by himself the other day, and I walked by and he was listening to that song, and I just started laughing because
Hell
I've
yeah.
never heard anybody just like not ironically you're at a sporting event listening to that song.
I love that song.
Oh my god.
I love
I'm
Queen.
In the
judging you.
office, and he's got "We Will Rock You" playing, and he's like tapping.
Because it's a
his foot.
legit
He's an
good
accountant.
song.
He's an accountant, and he's doing accounting and listening to that song. And I'm just like, this is so weird right now.
Hey, you gotta pump yourself up for that, okay? You gotta keep it
Accounting is
interesting.
boring. He's like, I
Yeah,
need
yeah,
some
no,
fun
I
in my
agree.
life.
Oh
I
my
like
God.
it though. I could see you coming out to "We Will Rock You," or
Yeah.
like
Someday
Yeah.
when we're rich and famous and we have a live tour, your
That's what we're
come out
coming out to.
song is gonna be that.
After this is over, I'm gonna think of a better one, like a song that I actually like.
save
But
it for
for
next
now,
episode.
it's "We Will Rock You."
That's hilarious, though. I can't believe
that's
like
the
you've
best.
never actually just like listened to
No,
the
I've
song.
listened
though.
to the song. I've listened to it. I just didn't think people just like
unironically
like
listen
just
to it.
enjoy that song.
I
Okay,
enjoy it
outside
very
of
I mean, all of
that
their
would never
songs.
come up on my Pandora. Is all
Agree.
I'm saying.
That's
I just
Oh, really? I have a Queen station.
You too.
Oh my god.
Yes.
You know what? I'm just now realizing this could take a turn, but I'm
Oh,
gonna
no.
ask it anyway. What's the weirdest item you keep by your bed?
Oh, that could get weird.
I I did not intend it to be sexual in nature. And honestly, something sexual probably wouldn't be that weird because it's a bed. So
True.
you could stray a different route, certainly.
So you got to go weirder than that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually, because I was just cleaning
you have
out my my dresser nightstand that I have, and I forgot that I stored my 8-year-old's loose teeth in my bedside.
Yes, you have teeth in your bedside table. I love it.
I have teeth.
Yes.
Do you have, wait a minute, hold on. I'm sorry. Do you have all your children's teeth?
Well, only one of my kids has lost teeth so far.
Oh,
and so he's lost 4 of them.
But you have them next to your bed.
But, like, I legit don't know what to do with them. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to keep them if I throw them away. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So for right now, they're just in Ziploc bags until I decide.
Well, you have multiple children, and this is going to turn out.
I know. I'm not keeping all of them, and I think it's kind of gross. But it's also one of those things where it's like that's what all of our moms and grandmas did was like the lock of hair and the teeth. Yes, yes, they did.
I have Lola's.
Yeah, there's people who have like little containers that are just filled with teeth, and it's creepy as all freaking get out. But I felt bad and I didn't know what to do, and I'm like, it's way too late at night to think about this shit, so it's going in a Ziploc bag and I'm hiding it till I decide. But I forgot until literally last week when I was looking for headphones, and I was like, what the hell is this? Pulled it out.
Those are teeth.
It's just some teeth. But yeah, so only my oldest has lost teeth, and so I have 4, but I'm preparing for more because Jonah has a little shark tooth right now. So.
I love it. Being the creep that I am, I love that. It's right.
You have teeth by your bedside too, Nicole?
Not yet.
Not her children's.
Not my children.
Yeah.
Actually, not my children, but you don't like this discussion, Ashley, so we won't talk about that either.
Oh, no.
What? You have
your
other
dogs.
Teeth?
No, I don't have them by my bed, but actually I do have my oldest dog. I have his first tooth that he ever lost somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I do have it.
For some reason, that doesn't creep me out as much.
One. I only kept one because I found it. Yeah, that's the only one I found, so I only kept one. But I have I don't have them by my bed right now because I have nothing by my bed. But I have other dead things. I think that's what Kelsie was getting at.
Very odd.
She was implicating that I have dead things in and around my house because I do.
She sent a screenshot the other day of a conversation with her husband.
Oh, God,
so strange. And her husband was sending her pictures of dead animals.
Yep.
And she was getting excited over them.
My husband.
Because what would you like to do with them, Nicole?
I'll tell you. I will tell you. My husband sent me a picture.
You little weirdo.
My husband sent me a picture of an armadillo that was dead that he found by his work. And I was like, that is awesome. And it was intact. So most of the armadillos that you see around where we live are smattered to smithereens because they've been hit by a vehicle. Well, this one just was dead. And I was like, ooh, I want to stuff it. And he literally was like, it already had ants. I checked. And I was like, this is how I know he loves me. Because
I checked.
I
like as though that there's a chance here. There's a possibility.
He's like,
for that
I'd
thing
like
to
to
get
put it in my
stuffed
bag
and
and
hang
bring
out
it
in your
home
living
for
room.
you.
And no, there might have been if it didn't have ants. I tell him all the time. I'm like, I really want an armadillo. Like, I want it, because they're a nuisance around here. So, like, you're actually encouraged to kind of like take them out. So I'm like, if we ever have one on the property that needs to be dealt with, like, I want to stuff it. Make sure when you end its life, you do it kind of in a way that I can stuff it. And that would be really cool.
What would you do with a stuffed armadillo? You just have it in your home?
Decoration. Yeah.
It's just so weird.
I really feel like I missed the opportunity to get that possum on my porch and stuff it for you.
Did.
Oh,
Could have been a labor
that
of
could have been
love.
Christmas.
I know.
Kelsie lured a
You could
possum
have put it in
to
your
its death.
carry-on and brought it
I could have
to our
asked my
trip.
dad to taxidermy this possum for you, and I could have brought it on a trip.
Kelsey's dad is my favorite person, and I've never met him ever. I'm so thankful he didn't choke on that sausage McMuffin, by the way. He's a taxidermist, and that's the best thing ever. Are we gonna get into this topic? We have one more question to ask.
We will.
We can
We
save
have a
that.
whole taxidermy thing coming
In
in
the
a few
future,
weeks
in the
when we do
future.
our spooky things.
Yeah,
we will
we've
get
talked
totally into the
taxidermy before,
taxidermy realm.
somehow.
We have talked taxidermy.
Taxidermy has
No, not
come
just
up
once.
on multiple occasions.
This is a
But-
common reoccurrence in our group chat is taxidermy. So don't you worry, we will come back to this again someday.
And we
Soon.
are
Ashley hates
divided
it.
on this.
Ashley
But I-
hates
It's a
it.
divided house.
Monica also
Against
doesn't
my better
like it.
judgment, we'll discuss dead animals again in depth.
Oh
Soon.
my gosh.
Okay.
And my other dead things that I've collected over the years. Okay, let's. Sorry.
Okay, so Monica, this all comes back to you and your teeth. So you're up.
Gross.
Yeah, that's your
Okay.
fault, Monica.
Yeah.
I said teeth. I didn't say let's go stuff an armadillo.
I have a tooth. I have a javelina tooth somewhere.
Ugh,
Sorry.
so random. I have no teeth. The only teeth in my house are in people's mouths, where they belong.
Where they belong.
For now.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is a good one for Kelsie. It's a good one for Kelsie. If you could be on any reality TV show, what would it be?
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh.
Weren't we just kind of talking
This
about
reality
this the other
TV
day?
show queen over here.
Well, I'm married, so that limits a lot of them. I love Vanderpump Rules, but I wouldn't want to be on Vanderpump Rules because they're all really mean and scary, and they're confrontational. Not that they're mean, but they're very
You'd be in
confrontational.
hypes the
You
whole
are
season.
not.
I would be
You are
unwell.
Not. You would.
I would be
nope.
very unwell. I would
You'd
cry
be
every
hiding the
day.
entire time.
I would be like having panic attacks very often.
I've never
Um,
even seen Vanderpump Rules.
They're
haven't either.
very. They.
I'm imagining they're like the housewives or something, or like mean older ladies.
It's not that they're not a lot of them. Not necessarily mean. They're just very. They're not afraid to say what they're thinking at all times, even if that is not. Even if it is
Just
confrontational.
brash.
Maybe
Yeah.
I should go on that show.
Maybe you
Ooh,
wanna
the
be on-
circle. The circle. I want to be on the circle.
Mm.
Yes,
the
yes, yes.
circle! Oh yes, that's a good
Mhm.
one. That's
Yeah,
so
sign me up.
fun.
Yeah, you'd
I
have fun
love
with that
the
one.
circle.
Somebody get this to Netflix. I want to be on the circle.
Yes,
Apply.
sign up, Kelsie.
Yes,
My favorite season was the one with the Spice Girls, just because it was the fucking Spice Girls. Are you kidding me?
that was cool. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
so fun. I
love
love
them all.
the circle. Kelsie actually got me addicted to that show. I didn't know about it. had no idea about the circle until Kelsie was like, "If you
I
like Love Is
still-
Blind, you should go watch the circle," even though they have nothing to do with
Yeah.
each other. But she
I
was
love
like,
Love Is
"Go,
Blind.
go watch it," and I did, and I love Love Is Blind too. But
I haven't watched The Circle, but I feel like I have because you guys talked about it so much.
Yeah, you guys broke down
I feel
the
like
whole
I watched
season,
the whole show,
so-
every episode.
Yeah, I didn't need to watch it. You guys filled us in. But the next one, I'll jump on.
it's really good.
It is good.
Okay, so I think we should talk a little bit about like the stories of Am I the Asshole, because these are always just a winner, and this one
Yes.
cracks me up, because I get it. Okay, so small business, max 10 people were in the office at the same time. So when someone is stealing food from the fridge, people notice it fairly quickly. However, this was the owner's son. Now, the owner was now nicking food, but he would at least pay you back sometimes. His son, about 20 at the time, did not and was always a dick about it. And most of the people were getting fed up. So one day I brought in coloring liquid from home, which my wife used to make blue treats like cake and ice cream for our kids. He was always stealing my dairy products, and I thought the blue would make it less appealing. I almost forgot about it until a coworker was fuming that someone had eaten almost all of her cottage cheese and that she didn't have enough for herself. So I asked her if she was willing to sacrifice what was left, sprinkled a few blue drops in there, and went to the culprit and said, "Dude, were you eating this? It's gone bad. You can't eat this. How did you not notice?" I could hardly finish my sentence as he threw up all over his desk and himself violently for all to see. The blue spots and the
Diabolical.
leftovers I showed him did look rather dramatic. Am I the asshole?
Nope.
Wait.
I love that.
Wait, so it wasn't actually bad. He just, the thought of it potentially being bad made him throw up
Yeah,
on the
correct.
spot? Wow.
Yeah.
all
Shocking.
over violently.
I don't think he's the
love
asshole.
that.
Kelsie,
I-
what are you thinking over there?
I think he's a little bitch. That just looked, it tasted fine while you ate it, but just somebody telling you that it was bad with like blue spots on it made you throw up.
That is
Okay,
shocking.
so-
Weak
yeah.
constitution.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love
No,
that.
you're a bitch.
Yeah.
He's not the asshole and you're a bitch.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
A baby back
And you
bitch, to
shouldn't
be
be
exact.
stealing people's food because I would have done probably worse. So he's like,
Yeah, someone should have actually poisoned it. Who does that? I work in a small office of like 10 and we share a fridge and that just like doesn't, but that's always like a topic in movies, I feel like. So it must
No,
happen
it
somewhere,
happens.
but
It happens.
Who-
I've worked in large.
Monica's like, I have a story.
Monica is the food
I mean,
thief.
nothing like specific, but like it for sure happens. Like I used to work at a big corporate office and the fridge was this giant fridge down in like the cafeteria basically. And so it was far away from where anybody worked. Like you
Mhm.
couldn't see who was going in there and when. And like you'd go in there and go grab your lunch and like it's just gone. It's just gone.
That's
like
so
you have no idea who
crazy.
took it.
That's
Because
really
yeah,
crazy.
like people just don't freaking care.
I would brawl. You don't mess with food.
I'd be pissed. I'd be getting hangry for sure. I would just keep
I-
my lunch in my bag with
Well,
like some ice
the
packs.
worst is that it was in the cafeteria, and so if you had a daytime shift, it wasn't the end of the world because there was like a full like kind of restaurant cafeteria you could order from. But sometimes my shifts went into the evening when it wasn't open, and like you were just SOL, like you had no food. It was horrible. Yeah.
Those
People
people
are
are
assholes.
mean. If you're listening to this and you steal people's food at work, you are not a nice
The
person.
asshole.
You are the asshole.
Well, and I just don't understand it because you can't eat at everyone's house.
No,
You shouldn't.
No.
Right.
So like you don't even know whose food you're getting and you're just gonna be like, that looks good.
That's gross.
So
Yeah, I'm actually
angry.
kind of hesitant to take food from people. If
Yeah.
if
I will
I'm
say though, a lot of the
suspicious.
comments on this one is pretty funny because there were quite a few people who had set people up with some ghost peppers in the food.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
that would be funny.
You can't eat at everybody's house.
Yes.
That's all I
That's
can think of.
exactly what I was thinking.
What is that song? I don't know that song.
It's a guy on TikTok and he reacts to people like cooking in their homes
Oh,
and it
oh,
just
that's
like
funny.
cuts to him and he's like, no, you,
Oh.
you can't eat at everybody's house.
That
Like
reminds me.
when
Have you
there's-
seen the
there's, like-
video? Go
Go
ahead. Shut up. I hope we're about to tell the same story.
thing. Yeah. Oh my god, jeez.
Stop it.
This is staying in. This is staying in. Go, Ashley.
Okay, my story is about mac and cheese. Is yours about mac and cheese?
I don't know. Just
Okay, I just was thinking of the video of someone making mac and cheese in their kitchen sink, and they use their drain plug to plug the sink, and they pour in all the cooked noodles and the ingredients. Kelsey's shaking her head over. It's
I've
so
seen it.
disgusting.
It's
It's
so
so nasty.
gross.
It's
that
so
was not
disgusting.
my story. Ugh.
I'm even like paranoid of like I try to lift the colander up so that none of the water like comes back into
Yeah,
it because
seriously.
it's so gross. And I clean my sink, but like it's just
Right.
so gross to think
It doesn't
about.
matter. It's still so
Yeah.
bleh,
That's weird.
nasty. Well, this has been fun.
This has been fun.
The cottage cheese poisoner is not the asshole.
Yeah. No.
No, I don't think that he's the asshole by any means, and I don't think I saw one person say that he was because
Good.
it's just blatant stealing, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that
Honestly, he's lucky it was just drops of coloring, like food coloring, because I literally would have put eye drops in
Yeah.
my food and just let it sit there and wait for
Yeah.
the culprit to come and eat it.
or
That's
that's
what I
when
would
you
do,
start
too.
putting in like laxatives and stuff.
You're
and
lucky that you
wait to
didn't
see
get
who's running to
Nicole
the
in your
bathroom.
office.
Yeah, literally, you
You'd
are
be
lucky.
pooping your little hiney out.
You sure would. Don't mess with my food. That's like one thing that I just take very seriously. Do not mess with my food.
Yeah.
Do not.
I don't blame you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't work in an office building anymore, but I always just kept my lunchbox like at my desk because I was so sick of dealing with people's shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
you just never know.
Mm-mm.
I accidentally stole somebody's breast milk one time.
Oh,
What?
no.
How?
I worked in it was like a physical therapy office, like care. So we had like a daycare. I worked in like the daycare. So while people were at their appointments, they could leave their kids in childcare. Well, sometimes we had night events because we were also, this goes to a different story of worst jobs ever, but we also were in charge of the marketing. So we had to go to events and like do marketing as well as provide childcare. Ask me how those have anything to do with each other. I don't know. But so one of the girls had to go to marketing. So she left her kid in the room with us that like evening or whatever. And she was like, he has a bottle in the fridge whenever, but he doesn't really like to take his bottles, but you know, you can try, whatever. So I go to the fridge to get him his bottle and I only see like one bottle. So I get it and I give this kid his bottle, his breast milk. And then when she comes and she gets him, she's like, this isn't his bottle. And I'm like, what?
Excuse me?
So she goes to the fridge and she brings his back and it was in like a little cooler bag. It wasn't just sitting in there in the bottle. And it turns out that one of the other massage therapists would pump during the day and put her milk in there.
Oh my God, that's actually worse than I was expecting.
That is so much
Yes,
worse.
so I actually fed this baby, and I might add, he drank the whole bottle. She was like, he probably won't drink it. He doesn't like bottles.
He's like, this is the good stuff.
It was like, this is the good stuff.
Yeah, he drank the whole bottle actually. And yeah, so I accidentally gave her child somebody else's breast milk. And an intern stole that woman's breast milk, which I know is so hard to
stole that baby's food. She stole food right out of a baby's mouth.
She was very nice about it. She looked very
devastated.
I don't know how to describe it.
Uncomfortable.
Disturbed.
Yeah.
She was like, it's okay, but also her eyes kind of looked like,
it's not okay.
Well, because I mean, you know now.
I mean, it was not intentional. You know how she was probably like, I can't like.
How do you even?
They weren't labeled. Like, nobody had like put their name on them.
It was an innocent mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, it was truly an innocent mistake, and like I think since they knew each other, like maybe that helped a little bit because it wasn't a random stranger's breast milk, but like,
oh my gosh,
I felt very, very bad.
But if it was a random stranger and I was that mom, I would have lost my freaking mind. But
I would have, I think I would have been upset.
If I knew the person, I could recover.
I truly don't think I would have been that upset because it is like an honest mistake, but it's like kind of weird.
It is, but still.
It's weird, but also I mean, like, you know that baby enjoyed that milk. Come on now.
You can't really get mad at the person because it's just, it is what it is, but I would still be like feeling some type of way about it.
It would be, but I think about it and I'm like, I would feed my child somebody else's breast milk if I needed breast milk, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I try to like rationalize because I'm like, it's hard because in your head, it's just a weird thing to think about.
Yeah.
So no, if she had been mad at me, I totally would have understood. If the other one had been mad at me, I totally would have understood. But like,
right, because she was like, "What did you just feed my kid?" You know. But
like I definitely
at least it was breast milk and not something else.
Yeah. I definitely would have understood like how it happened, but if I didn't know whose milk it was, that's where I would have.
Yeah.
I do think that like perhaps since we did have a like a childcare situation going on, maybe like labeling should have been a part of that.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably would have been a good idea to have a label. Yep.
I don't know. Maybe that one girl had probably just been storing her milk in there for so long while she pumped. It had never been an issue that she didn't think about it. And like, I don't know.
Like, that's so crazy. Of course it happened to you though.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah. And so maybe I think in this situation I was the asshole, so I'm sorry about that, but it's okay.
Accidental asshole, so not like a real asshole.
Not on purpose.
Yeah, not an intentional one. It was an honest mistake. So and like at the end of the day, I mean, it was still technically like food and nourishment for the baby, so I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
He probably got a whole different set of antibodies from that. So I really did him a favor in life. And on that's a wrap.
Yeah, for real. That's a wrap.
I will stop trying to justify my actions. That's a wrap on today's episode of A Little Bit Bothered.
We hope you guys have
Oh,
enjoyed hanging out
gosh.
with us and feel like you are part of the group chat.
And if you love today's episode, or even if you're just a little bit bothered, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review.
And of course, join us next time for more laughs, more real talk, and definitely more snark.
Until then, stay bothered, but in the best way.
Bye.
Welcome to the inner sanctum of friendship. These bitches are a little bit bothered.